Thai spiritual Ashal, and I'm going to discuss with you all the ongoing split that is happening on this planet right now. And this isn't a racial split, black versus white, anything like that. It's not a monetary split. It's not an economic split. It's not a religious split either. This is a split of the organic versus the inorganic. What do I mean by that? Those that are walking in a direction of what's organic, not only to this planet, but to the cosmos, versus those that are walking in the inorganic direction, the matrix. You see, this is something that's kind of a dark topic. I don't consider it that, but some people will consider it that, so I'll use that terminology for the sake of understanding. You see, this whole 5D Ascension, how this is all going to end, I've dropped videos on this before. I dropped a video titled The End of Humanity, 5D Ascension Conclusion. You can look that up. Hell, I'll put it on the screen right now. I dropped that. I'm not claiming to be a prophet. Never have, never will. I'm simply a guy that puts information online and people take it the way they take it. But what I don't do is put things online that I'm unsure of, especially in regards to spirituality and this 5D Ascension. I don't do that. I'm not saying I'm always right. No. But I only speak on what I know. I stay away from assumptions and speaking on things that I don't fully understand, or at least have a good understanding of. You get what I'm saying? So there's a split happening on this planet right now, and the sun is a big cause for that split. It is. Big cause, big reason. You see, these people that have clenched on to this matrix, to this facade way of living, and for a rude awakening. All you women out there who preaching all this feminism and this I don't need a man, you're in for a rude awakening. I assure you that. And that's not a threat. Nah. But when stuff finally hits the fan and it really gets real, the way you see it happening all across the world, but it hasn't quite happened here yet. When those times get here, when war gets here, when chaos truly gets here, all that I don't need a man shit, all that right there will be snuffed out. All those individuals will be snuffed out. I'm not even gonna go too deep into that. I'm gonna keep it just that simple. All that I don't need a man stuff, all those individuals preaching that, you're gonna see what it is and what it ain't when that time comes. I promise you that. I promise you that. We need each other. That's how it goes, and I'm gonna leave it there. But the sun is causing this split. It is. People that's not moving in the organic way, people that are not proceeding in the direction of what's organic, it's becoming harder and harder for them to even be in the sun at all. The UV index is through the roof. Forget heat. See, people just pay attention to the heat. They don't even look into the UV index at all. That the level of the UV index actually determines how quick you can get sunburned. That determines that. Some people just go outside and they just focus on the heat. The UV index can be higher at night than it is in the daytime. Did you know that? These things are stuff you should pay attention to. Whoa, man, that's a big worm. Ain't gonna lie, that caught me off guard. Y'all look at that. Look at that. That caught me off guard. I ain't gonna lie. But those are things you should be paying attention to. but people ain't. You see, all you racist people, you racist individuals that are racist, especially towards quote unquote black people, I've realized it's just racism is a enhanced version of insecurity. It's enhanced. It's so enhanced that you feel so insecure about what your race is towards that you got to express hate towards it, hoping for a feedback from it so you can feel like you have power over it because it gave you a response, which was the response you was looking for. But I realize that, but you racist people posting all this racist stuff that just sincerely hate quote unquote black people who are the sun children, literally, all you people, you in for a rude awakening. You're so far gone towards the inorganic way, you can't even be pulled back. You can't even be pulled back. So what's coming to you will come to you. It will. I assure you that. You see, like I said earlier, this split that's happening is not a racial split. You, the quote unquote black people who have clung to this matrix with everything you can, every fiber of your being, you are in for a rude awakening. You are. It's awesome. It is hard. It's become so hard for people just to be outside, to be in the sun. It's become so hard that most people don't spend no more than 5 minutes in the sun every day. They have to be in the AC 24/7. 24/7. They can't even stand the feeling of being hot. And the reason that is how I'm going to say this, a bad thing for y'all is because this AC era, that's not going to be around forever. Sometimes you're going to have to, what some black people say, thug it out. Sometimes you got to get in that state. You got to be in some uncomfortable situations. When things really hit the fan, it's going to really come a time where you have to lock in for real. For real. You're going to have to lock in. And if you can't be hot at all, if you can't be in the sun at all, how you going to go out and find resources? You might have to go and fish somewhere. How you going to fish? You might have to go hunt somewhere. How you going to hunt? Might have to go out and find some water in the stream that you can heat up. How are these things going to happen? You see, that time is coming. I assure you this. Have y'all been paying attention? These declining birth rates. I spoke on this years ago when I mentioned that movie, Children of Men, in that video that I mentioned earlier, The End of Humanity. The birth rates on this planet are going to come ultimately to a complete halt. To a complete halt. That is a signal that this planet, all this matrix, all this is coming to an end. It's coming to an end. What I'm saying and all these things I'm telling you is to not invoke fear within you, and that's the only time I'm saying that in this video, because I've explained too many times what you should do and what's going on with you if hearing these things invoke fear within you. I've explained that too many times, and I'm not doing it no more. Okay? The period to lock in, that's past. You should already be locked in. You should already been locked in. This video is not to tell you that now is the time to lock in. Hell no. You should have been did that. That time has passed. If you're locked in and you're watching this, that's great. If you're not locked in and you're watching this, what are you doing? What are you waiting on? How much more do you have to see? This election is coming up. Things are about to, the tension in this country, America, is really about to spike. It's about to spike. regardless who wins. Rather it's Trump, rather it's Kamala. It's going to spike, okay? There will be violence regardless who wins. There will be chaotic things happening regardless who wins. What I'll tell you is this: if Trump loses, it will be far worse. It will be far worse than if Kamala loses. Those that want to know more about that, I just dropped a whole hour-long video with my spiritual teacher, which is my most recent video on this channel. Whole hour. Plenty of information. These times are coming. Men that are watching this video, I'm speaking to men, grown adults. Y'all need to understand something. The woman that you choose to tie yourself to is very important, and it's very crucial, because that woman will do either one of two things for you or to you when this time comes, when things finally hit the fan. She will either aid you or hold you back. It is very crucial that you take it very seriously who you choose to have children with. That should be the biggest decision, or one of the biggest decisions you ever make in your life, who you have kids with, because you forever tie yourself to that individual. It's a lot of dudes going through a lot of things because they tied themselves to the wrong individual. And that's not putting them in no victim situation, because many of these guys saw the signs, they still did it anyway. But I know, and I've seen a lot of dudes going through a lot of things because they tied themselves to someone that wasn't moving in the organic direction. They tied themselves to someone that was not just moving in the inorganic direction. No, they were stuck in the inorganic direction. They're not even moving no more. They're in that direction and they're stuck. They're stuck. For this lifetime, they're stuck. They're stuck. Be very, very cautious of who you tie yourself to, who you deal with. Be very, very cautious. You tie yourself to these people, understand this. That individual will be associated with you for the rest of your life. The rest of your life. Some of you are Starseeds. You come from one of these 12 bloodlines that are on Earth, cosmic bloodlines that are on Earth right now. You tie yourself to this individual, you bring that individual into your bloodline. You do that. Your kids, if you tie yourself to a toxic individual, you have a daughter, guess what? The mother's actions will bleed on to your daughter. Her messed up ways, that's going to bleed over into her. More than likely. Why set your kid up for failure like that? Why? You should want your child to have an inspiring role model, to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Influenced by, to be inspired by. Not some toxic, ghetto, broken individual that can't even process their own emotions and their own things that they're going on. How can they help inspire a child to come up and proceed in life in a direction that they're going to go? Notice I'm not using the word raise. No, when raising something is molding it to the way that you want it to be. And that's why a lot of kids rebel and go in a complete opposite direction from what the parent intended, because they raised them. No, raising is forcing. Raising is forcing. That's molding. That's molding. People say it might have worked back then. We're not back then no more. This ain't the damn 70s. It ain't the 80s. It ain't the 60s. It's not the 90s. This is a new time period. Inspiring should be the direction. Inspire children. Inspire your kids up. That way they move in which direction they want. They go in life whatever they want. I'm not saying don't provide guidance, but inspire, don't force. Because you see, a lot of these children here, they're on this planet right now for a specific reason. And in their subconscious, they know that. They know that. And the way that they're being raised and molded is not aiding what they came here for. So what's happening is they're rebelling. They're rebelling. May not even understand why at first, but they're rebelling because they feel deep down, I'm not supposed to be doing this right here. This right here isn't for me. This doesn't resonate with me. Even if they don't understand it on a spiritual level yet, it's there subconsciously. So inspiring the youth is what we should be doing, not raising them. Not raising them. Like I said, this split is happening, and it's not going to stop. Nothing can stop what's coming. Nothing. Nothing can stop what's coming on this planet. I can leave this planet tomorrow. Guess what? It's still going to happen. This is still going to happen. Humanity could disappear off this planet tomorrow. Guess what? This shift is still going to happen. Nothing's going to stop this. Nothing can stop this. It's happening. Whether people like it or whether people don't. Okay? So, it's getting real hard to be under the sun for those that are moving in that inorganic direction. Got to wear a lot more stuff, covering up in this. Hey, I'm telling you. But this video, again, is not to tell you that you should lock in and this is the time to lock in. No, that time is past. That time is past. This is an update. Okay? I don't know everything. I don't know all. I'm not above you. I'm not beneath you. I never want anybody to idealize me. Nobody. Nobody. At all. You see? Because I've seen people destroy themselves and what they built in terms of a spiritual platform. I've seen people destroy themselves because they fell in love with the admiration. They fell in love with the validation. They fell in love with that. And they lost themselves in that. And that completely, they let that completely cause them and their actions to change from what they initially intended and became something that they never wanted in the first place. And now they're out of here. Lost everything. Messed up everything. So no, don't ever idealize me. I'm not the perfect individual. I'm not better than nobody, okay? I'm just somebody that's moving in the organic direction, that's trying to help others decide which direction they want to go in. Not sway, not convince, no. Give information, and they proceed in the way that they want to proceed, okay? These solar flares that I spoke of about earlier this year, when the Aurora Borealis, when that whole thing was happening, these solar flares, a lot are coming in 2025. A lot are coming in 2025. Will you be receptive or will you be blocked off? So, anyways, that's all for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you thought below. I got a lot of ants crawling on me, but they are not the biting kind, so that is okay. But yeah, it's coming. It is. Don't think it can't happen here. The things you see around that's happening around the planet, do not think it can't happen in America, in the UK. Well, the UK is already becoming unhinged, but people feel real comfortable here in America. Don't think that can't happen here. When George Floyd died, look how chaotic it got. What's coming is 100 times worse than that. That right there won't even compare. It won't even compare. Last thing I'll say is this: men, that are moving in that organic direction. Get your bodies right. Get your fitness right. Get your stamina right. Okay? Work out. Jog. Get yourself right. So when these situations hit, you have your vehicle, being your body, you have this ready to go. Everything's clicking. Everything's firing. You ain't out of shape. You ain't gassed out. That way, you can support your ohana in the way that you need to. You can lead your ohana in the way that you need to. You can do that. You can protect your ohana in the way that you need to, because you've prepped yourself. All right? So some of y'all can't go to the gym. I get that. I understand that. Push-ups can be done anywhere. Start trying to do 50 push-ups a day. If you can't do 50 push-ups a day, do 20 push-ups a day. If you can do more than 50 push-ups a day, do 100 a day. When I first started doing push-ups for a while, about a few years back, I couldn't do 5. I couldn't do 5 push-ups. I couldn't. Now I can do 40 push-ups with just needing a 15-second pause once I hit 20. So I can do over 200 push-ups a day easily. That's not saying you should aspire to be me. No, that's not saying that. I'm telling you that for you to understand that it's okay to work yourself up, but you need to be taking care of your body. You need to be getting your fitness right, your health right. All right? Again, I say at the least be able to support your own weight. If you can do push-ups consistently, you can at least support your own weight. Let's do it. All right? This video ain't telling you to lock in. Nah, that time has passed. This is an update. But you should be doing this. Get yourself right. So, to the men out there watching this video, choose your significant other wisely. Choose her wisely. I'm not telling you what to look for. You can look for, everybody have what they look for. What should be there though, somebody that's nurturing, somebody that's feminine, somebody that's loving and support, at the least. The other things you look for, that can vary for you. But be careful who you choose. That's very important. That's very, very important. All right? So be out here, take care of yourself, get your health right, your fitness right, because tough times are coming. You don't need somebody next to you that's gonna fold when things get tough. Trust me, you don't need that. You don't need anybody, and that goes for women too. Women that are watching this video, it goes for you too. Be careful of who you tie yourself to. The man that you tie yourself to. Is this guy a leader? If times get hard, do you know he gonna step up? He gonna lead you. You're gonna be able to get behind him. You're gonna feel confident and safe behind him. These are things you should be thinking about, okay? This should be in the back of your mind, because you have an understanding of what's coming. You do. Choose wisely. Because if you don't, and I'm not saying you're going to everybody make the perfect choice the first time around. I'm not saying that, okay? So you got to go through some things that don't work out to understand and truly appreciate the things that do work out. I get that. I understand that. Most of you watching this video, you've already been through those phases. You've already been there. You're an adult. You've already been there. Okay? Those of you that are watching this video and you're younger, you're in middle school, all that, enjoy being a kid. Okay? You don't have to give up being a child. You don't have to give up doing kid things. You're gonna make mistakes, all those things. The fact that you're watching these videos, even hearing this, or have these things and putting these things in your subconscious, that's already doing a lot for you. Okay? So if you are younger, or the younger age group, and you're watching this, I know I've been speaking mostly to adults in this video, but don't feel like you're just all doomed and all that. Nah. No. But the unfortunate part is you're gonna have to grow up. A lot of you gonna have to grow up a little faster than what you should. Faster than what you should want to. It's just the way this world is. A school just got shot up in Georgia, and the people was talking about how all the kids were so calm. A lot of them were so calm, and they was when the guy was shooting, the other children were pulling other kids, yanking them into the classroom, trying to protect them. You see how kids have to think on the spot like that now? They're having to grow up faster than they should based off the environment that they're in. In reality, they shouldn't even be worried about things like that. They shouldn't be having to worry about going to school and this building ends up getting shot up. They have to worry about that. But the reality is, if you're in this country, that has to be in the back of your mind. All right? I'm not saying the situation ain't gonna be scary. I'm not saying that. All right? I've been through some stuff. But something like that, I haven't been through. But I've been through enough to understand what that moment could feel like. So if you find yourself in that situation, or you just find yourself thinking about that type of thing, understand this. You're the aware one. You're the aware one. You're gonna be around some of those that are not aware, and that's perfectly fine for children. I don't hold children to any standards when it comes to spiritual growth or being aware of the matrix. Okay? That's not saying you can't be or you shouldn't try to be. Don't allow me saying that to make you feel that way. Don't allow that. All right? But some of you, and even outside of situations like that, you're just gonna have to be that one. So when things are going around you, you're gonna have to be that one directing those that are panicking, those that are scared. And there's nothing wrong with feeling those feelings, but sometimes that's just how it goes. But you're gonna have to be that one that's locked in and say, okay, y'all, let's do this, let's do that, let's do it. You may feel scared, and you may feel that. You may feel scared. You may feel that. You most likely will feel that. But you still gotta be that one. Because if everybody panicking, things are done. But if at least one person or two people are not panicking, what that does is it provides some type of structure and hope for those that are panicking. Because when people are panicking and when something breaks out, the first thing people do is look around and they run. But while they're running, they're looking for something, some type of organization, something that's organized, some person, at least somebody that has some calm mind state enough that they feel like they can follow them. That's what people do when stuff pop off. That's what people do. I assure you. I assure you that. That's what people do. They look for that one individual. They looking for them. They might not even know this person. Never seen this person before. Don't know their name, nothing. What they do know is that person seemed like I can follow them. That person seemed like they know what to do. That's very important. And that doesn't go just for children. That goes for adults as well when you are in these situations. I'm not saying don't prioritize your own life, and I'm not saying that you have to be a hero or nothing like that. I'm not saying that. But when things are popping off, the strength is in numbers, not individualism. Understand that. Understand that. These are all these things I'm telling you. This correlates all back to the split that's happening. This correlates all back to the 5D ascension that's coming. Okay? It didn't have to be this bad. It shouldn't have been this bad. But dwelling on why it got like this and how it got like this ain't gonna solve nothing. Ain't gonna solve nothing. We're past that. You gotta accept reality for what it is. That's not saying you can't change anything or you can't change your environments or anything like that. That's not saying that, but you gotta accept that things are just going to be rough. It's gonna be a rough ending for a lot of people. And that's just how it's gonna go. As being somebody that's awake and aware, it might be all love and light at first, but it just opens your mind and it widens your vision to all the messed up things that are happening in the world. It does that. So now you may find yourself complaining or being upset at things that you may not necessarily be involved in. Okay? But you shouldn't stress over things you cannot control, because you can't control them. But you see the patterns and you see how messed up they are. Okay? Declining birth rates. That's happening. That's going to continue to happen. And it's going to get worse. Okay? The red angel, aka she of the dark, the watcher that's on the moon. I've dropped various videos on this. You can scroll my channel, you can look it up. The watcher that's on the moon, she of the dark, the red angel, same being that's on the moon. You don't want to see her. You don't want to see her, because when she descends from the moon, she's coming down to extinguish the remains of humanity. That's post 5D Ascension. That's post 5D Ascension. If you have not seen these videos, I'll make it easy. I'll link them in the description below. But you do not want to see her. I almost forgot this. I'm glad I didn't forget this. The people that are on this planet that are too far gone in the inorganic direction. I'm not going to say all, because some will be, but most of you ain't incarnating back here. This planet, this whole thing, this is over. This is almost over. You're not incarnating back here. These individuals I see that are too far gone, you're getting shipped out to other planets. You're going to a different solar system. You are. You're not coming back here. Okay? You're not. These people, they're not. They're too far gone. And this is why I say the Great Reset. That is the Great Reset. These people need to be reset because they're too damn far gone. They need to be reset. Everything has to be reset, meaning that they're not going to get it as long as this game is on. As long as we're playing this game, Earth, in this matrix, they're not going to get it. They need to be reset. Okay? Different planets, different 3D, third dimensional planets. And where they're going is just going to be as tough as Earth, if not worse. If not worse, because they didn't graduate this level. They didn't graduate this grade. They didn't pass this grade. They didn't pass this grade. So they got to replay it. You gotta do it again. You got left back. You gotta pass this grade in order to graduate. There's no skipping. There ain't no skipping. That's not possible. Okay? But a lot of these people, they're done. They're so far gone. So far gone. But they will not be reincarnating here on Earth. Me personally, Earth was a quick pit stop. This is a quick pit stop for me, because I'm moving on to something that's even way bigger than what I'm doing in this lifetime. I'll go into specifics about that another time. And I found that information out because one of my spirit guides informed me of it. But I'll go into that another time. My mission. I dropped a video of why Ty Spiritual is here on this channel. That's a good video to watch. But I've only had 2 lifetimes. And I'm gonna say this. I've only had 2 lifetimes on Earth. That may shock some people. I've only had 2 lifetimes on Earth. They was very close together. One of those lifetimes was during, I was here during World War II. I'll say that. I was here during World War II. Lived for a good bit after World War II. Passed away, but came back right in 1997 for this life right here. In my last life, I wasn't really the most spiritually aware individual at all. So you may be wondering, well, what was the point of that life? Isn't that every life you supposed to be awake? You strive to be awake? I got a video on this coming soon, and I'm gonna have something to do with the resting life or a preparation life. But I'm gonna save that video for another day. That's just a little teaser, but you're gonna wanna watch that one. Anyways, thank you all for watching this video. Remember, we are all spiritual beings having a human experience. The Great Reset is coming. These sleep individuals on this planet, those that are moving in the inorganic direction, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. It really is. And this is not to say you should judge anybody for how they're proceeding. This is not judging. This is just seeing things for how they are. Okay? But these other planets that they're getting shipped to, they're already prepped. Those planets are already going. They're already going. They are. So, that video that I spoke of just a while ago, the resting life or the preparation life, that video will be coming soon. But I'm definitely going to drop that another time. I'm going to record that one on a different day. But it's a video you definitely want to watch. But like I said, Earth, this is a short stay for me. 2 lifetimes. This one, previous one. That's for me. Everybody else could be different. Okay? Anyways, thank you all for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know below what you think. The Great Reset is coming. It's coming. I can assure you. Thai Spiritual Ashal signing out. Until we meet again. Mahalo Nulo. Simple.